NASA Antarctica bombshell. Why is the space agency really so interested in South Pole is revealed now. Well, it's not just NASA, it's also, of course, the United States. A lot of mysteries. And what's going on there? Well, here we are. This is Google Earth, and we're looking at Antarctica. And these are some of the American research stations. McMurdo, for example, Observation Hill. And they've got some of these areas blacked out. As we can see here, there's hardly any snow. Look at this, it's all very clear. I don't know what these things are. They seem to be very geometrical for some reason. Why is that? Maybe it's pixelated, but I don't think so. I just, well, okay, breakup of something. And let's pan out again. And McMurdo Air Station, that's again the American research area. A lot of the mountain peaks seem to be bare here. That's strange. And we're panning out. So this is Antarctica. Let's go back. Turn it back to the north. Turn it north. Okay. Okay. I don't think that's north, but anyway, that's north there. What I wanted to show you was something else I just saw, which was really very interesting, and I think I'll do a little video on that, although I'm not a geologist, but you see the signs on here, and you're wondering what took place. You see the way these things curve, like this? This was obviously at one time probably attached all the way down here. And it seems like something came in and grazed the surface of the Earth and imploded or impacted here and stopped there. It stopped there on the crust. You could see it sort of landed and smashed in and made a depth and a curving there on the crust of the Earth. And as it did so, it brought some crusting raised up over here and a little bit over there because of the impact. I don't think it was because of the Earth growing out and deforming. This was something that caused an impact. It looked to be bigger. Look at this, something coming together with it, and it stopped over there. And there's some islands there. Look at that. Look at this. The South Sandwich Islands. Now, it could have caused, of course, volcanoes to spring up there because of the heat of the impact. But that's what it looks like to me. It does not seem to be coming in from the depths of the Earth. And you have another, I should do this later, but you have another one like that, if I can find it. I'm going to find it now that I'm here. That's the one that we saw, the asteroid. Terrell Blackstar was explaining another one that came in here and stopped there. That's around Papua New Guinea. Okay, the Indonesia. Look at that, the crust there. Again, you have, it came in, it displaced the crust, it made ridges here, and it stopped there. And again, you have those little islands there. This is a very volcanic and seismic area, of course. But that's another asteroid strike from what it seems like. So God knows what was going on when all this took place. Isn't that something? That one there, and the big one, I don't know what that very strange rectangular shape is. That is could have been another one there, but it didn't displace this, which is all volcanic areas here, all the way down. That's very strange rectangular. Again, you have could have been another strike, and again you have volcanic islands here, but this one is very clearly some kind of an impact. Okay, so that's our Antarctica. And okay, we're not going to go turning it north again, but it's upside down. As you can see, it was part of Latin America, South America. And we have a very interesting development. NASA Antarctica bombshell, why space agency? NASA and the United States, that is really so interested in South Pole, is revealed. Now, one of my videos I posted up yesterday having to do with what's happening in Venezuela and Bolton, and of course the Trump administration so forcefully trying to gain control of the situation there and supporting Juan Guaido, the interim president who's declared himself president of Venezuela. Well, one of the advisors to Hugo Chavez says that it's imperative the United States gain control of their backyard, which is Venezuela, because they will, he said. And it's not just Venezuela that Bolton said that they will get control of, but it's also the troika of tyranny that they call Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Cuba. And they will get control of them. It's just a matter of time. A lot of other South American countries are aligned with helping the United States. It's a huge continent full of riches. And he says that they have to get control of South America because they want to have access to Antarctica. Now, this man didn't go into the details of why the United States wanted access to Antarctica and that all of this planned, the ultimate goal, he said, this is Hugo Chavez's advisor, some guy, Dietrich, if I remember correctly. And he said, I have certain videos that I put on my Patreon account. I don't put them on here, on YouTube, because they're very explicit and sensitive. So he says, yes, they will succeed in that, and they must do that because their ultimate goal is to have access to Antarctica. And that's it. Those bases are there, the American bases. It's a huge continent, as we can see. Something is going on there that we don't know about. And, people are not allowed on there unless they have special permission to go there and do research and studies. It's not just everybody. And a lot of politicians have been going lately. Before the Trump administration came in, they were flying there to do what? I don't know what they were doing there. Nobody knows what they were doing there. Even the Patriarch of Russia went there, Patriarch Kirill. He said he went there to establish a little church, the Holy Trinity. Okay, that's wonderful, because the Russians also have a research state, and the British and a lot of other countries. But it's still a huge mystery of what's going on there. A number of governments set up permanent research stations in Antarctica, and these bases are widely distributed. Unlike the drifting ice stations set up in the Arctic, the research stations of Antarctica are constructed either on rock or on ice that is, for practical purposes, fixed in place. So they're not in drifting ice stations. That's good to know. Many of these stations are staffed year-round. And there's a total of 42 countries, all signatories to the Antarctic Treaty. They operate seasonal, summer, and year-round research stations here, and the population of people supporting scientific research on this continent and the nearby islands varies from approximately 4,000 during the summer season to 1,000 during winter, which is around June. And also, to these permanent stations, about 30 field camps are established each summer to support the specific projects. The first bases of the heroic age of Antarctic exploration, 19th century, were established, and the 1898 Karsten Borchgrevink, the Norwegian-British explorer, led the British Antarctic expedition to Cape Adair. That's where he established the first Antarctic base on Ridley Beach. And it's often referred to as the Southern Cross Expedition. Now, we also have, of course, World War II, post-war expansion, when the British launched Operation Tabarin in 1943 to have their presence there. And the reason was to establish solid British claims to various uninhabited islands and parts of Antarctica, reinforcing the Argentine sympathies towards Germany. Now, that's why I guess the Germans went to Argentina. They were, supporting each other. Now, prior to the start of this war, the German aircraft dropped markers with swastikas across Queen Maud Land in attempt to create a territorial claim. And you can see information on New Swabia. Lieutenant James Marr, the 14-strong team, left the Falkland Islands in 2 ships, HMS William Scoresby and Fitzroy. In 1944, Marr accomplished the British explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton on his accompanied the Shackleton on his final Antarctic expedition, 1921 to 22, and bases were established there in February. The operation provoked a massive expansion here in the international activity after the war. Chile organized the first Chilean Antarctic expedition, 47 to 48, and it brought the Chilean president Videla to personally inaugurate one of its bases. Now we have a list of research stations. We have the United States, established in 57, was the Amundsen Scott South Pole, and location is at the geographic South Pole. And you also have a lot of Chile, New Zealand, Uruguay. You have Japan, Australia, of course, Argentina, and you have Russia in 1968 at King George Island. And you even have India and South Africa. And you have another one, BIRD, the United States Antarctic Program, Marie Birdland, and it closed in 2005 for some reason. That was established in 57. And you have Germany, India, Poland, even Poland and Japan. The Soviet Union has a lot of bases there during from the 60s down to, 87. And you have the Czech Republic, Chile, and United States, Queen Maud Land, and Fletcher Rhone Ice Shelf. United Kingdom has Alexander Island, and you have Germany. Even Italy got into it. Pakistan is also in, and Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, South Korea, Romania. So you have a lot of, Romania got in 1986. So you have a lot of, in United States, McMurdo, that it's a permanent base. It opened in 56. So you have a lot of, Norway got into it, Poland, so France, we said before, South Africa has a lot. And, Cape Sheriff, United States, Law Dome, established 57. Britain has a lot of them there, Britain. So I think Britain has more than the United States. So that's according to Wikipedia. Now, why is the U.S., when the Hugo Chavez advisor comes out saying they've got to take it and their aim is to establish access to Antarctica. Wow. And do the American people know that? Does anybody know this? So what's going on? So he opened up a Pandora's box, and that video was, as I said, my Patreon account. Now, NASA shows keen interest in Antarctica over all these past few years, and they're fueling rumors of what their real intentions are. But, when we're talking about NASA, we're talking about the U.S. government's intentions. But the scientists finally put an end to the speculation by explaining exactly what they're so interested in the icy continent to do, according to a radio broadcast. This is on Express UK by Callum Hoare and I'll leave a link below this embedded videos. So as we know, Antarctica is the Earth's southernmost continent, located at the South Pole, where temperatures reach up to below 90 degrees centigrade. And we said anywhere between 1,000 scientists during the winter, 5,000 during the summer, live here at various research facilities all across Antarctica. But over the years, the government scientists, including scientists from NASA, have come under fire amid claims that they're working on secret projects and they're hiding the truth from the public. But Jane Francis, director of the British Antarctic Survey, has publicly backed the scientists. As we saw before, Britain has the most stations there for some reason. Now, addressing BBC Radio 4 listeners on the Antarctica episode of In Our Time, she revealed why agencies like NASA are so interested, so keen, and their goal is to explore this icy area. And Dr. Francis said back in 2010, it is just a fantastic natural laboratory. You can go to Antarctica and the scientists can work very high on the top of the ice sheet. This means you can work at high altitudes, the atmosphere is very thin, there's little pollution, and you can see space easily. Okay, and this means, she says, you can work on space exploration and view the ozone hole without any issues. It is a fantastic natural laboratory. And she went on to say how all the researchers in the South Pole help each other in the name of science. And she says when you get to Antarctica, you can forget about politics. All the countries are there to work together. Okay, that's nice. She says because it is so remote, it's important that everyone works together collaboratively, particularly in this era when the most successful projects are very expensive. End quote. Well, that's so nice to know. It's a place where everybody gets together along very nicely without any political strife. And so it was previously revealed how scientists were left stunned after discovering the colossus penguins who used to live in Antarctica. And, you know, they're, instead of being like the emperor penguin, which is the most 3 or 4 feet tall, they were about 6 feet tall. You can imagine what other animals are there and how big they were. I guess we're talking about pre-flood eras, I don't know. So more shocking still, it was also detailed how the U.S. used Antarctica as a research base for nuclear weapons during the Cold War, she said. Well, not she said, but okay, that's what was going on. And from what I understand, that's how they get their power from. They have nuclear power plants there, and there have been leaks of nuclear material in the waters there, in the area, and it's not good. And that's one thing that's not being revealed very clearly, that's how they get their power, from the nuclear material, power that they get. They've established there. I still think that this is not the only reason, obviously, that the Hugo Chavez advisor said that the United States must have access to Antarctica. It's not that they want to be there to have research under clear skies and get along with everybody else. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. And I'm sure we're going to get to it at one point. We'll see. So that's what I wanted to update you on. The fact that NASA wants to be there, and from what a political advisor of Hugo Chavez of Venezuela said, he explains that the United States will be successful in obtaining a corridor through its backyard, which is South America, Latin America, in order to have access, immediate access to Antarctica. That's the mystery, though. We don't know why. If you think you know why, please leave a comment. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.